You know you've hit rock bottom when the worst team in the league is making fun of you. That's where we find ourselves, Chase. The Falcons are being made fun of by the Panthers, as they should. How do you lose to the 1-12 Panthers? 9-7, you score one touchdown. Desmond Ridder back-breaking interception. Well, that back-breaking interception was apparently expected, says Brian Burns. He said after the game in a media session, basically, we just knew talking about Desmond Ridder, would probably give us the ball when put in those situations. This is nothing new, folks. And then Derek Brown piled on at our expense that, hey, the Falcons are on vacation just like us. You know you've hit rock bottom when the worst team in the league is making fun of you, but that's the state of this franchise when you have a guy like Desmond Ridder who has not progressed at all through this season, consistently turning the ball over in the most critical junctures of the game. We deserve to be ridiculed.
Yeah, I mean, I think you said it when you said rock bottom. I mean, this is the rock bottom of the entire Falcons' tenure under Arthur Smith. I also think you made a good point when you were writing about this article, talking about how this is what the Falcons players must feel like too. Because if everybody in the league that's coming into the game knows that Desmond Ridder is going to throw a back-breaking interception, the team that has been playing with Desmond Ridder for now 12 starts this season and 4 starts last season or whatever, I think that's right, 16 starts, probably knows that he's going to make a mistake, and a back-breaking one at that. And unfortunately, the mistakes for Ridder have not just been little ones. They have always been in the red zone. They've always been at the worst times, and they've always been catastrophic, costing the team's games. And that's just the state of the team this year. That's why we're sitting at 6-8 instead of 9-5 or whatever. We probably should have won at least 3 of these games. But yeah, I mean, you got to think that the players, I know there was a lot of public backing of Ridder early. Haven't heard too much of that recently. Haven't heard too much of that recently. And I think that might be part of the reason that we saw this change to Taylor Heinicke that we haven't yet discussed on this show, that they might have just the team, they might not have lost faith in Arthur Smith, but they damn might have lost faith in Desmond Ridder, and that's why they're making this change.
Yeah, I wrote this article. Please go check it out on the site, Sports Talk ATL. I don't know how much weight I'm going to put into the actual locker room in terms of how that factors into the quarterback decision. I think Arthur Smith's making the decision. Him and Terry Fontenot sitting alone and going with probably Dave Rangone going, what are we doing here, guys? And then they go back to Heinicke. But I do think, after the game against the Panthers, Jake Matthews, Calais Campbell, Caden Ellis, the veterans of the team. Nobody has more cachet than Jake Matthews and Calais Campbell on this Falcons team. Both of them vehemently supported Arthur Smith. Not a peep about Desmond Ridder. I think that speaks, volumes to Brian Burns' point. The Panthers knew that if put into a situation, he was probably going to screw it up. And if you think the Panthers, who've only seen this Falcons team twice, know that, obviously the Drake Londons, the Kyle Pitts, the defense, the Jesse Bates, the Calais Campbells, they know their quarterback's going to screw it up probably. And that's just the state of this team. We're in flux. This is a crazy place to be because, this season was supposed to go a completely different way.
Well, we just got to hope that Derek Brown is counting his chickens before they hatch. We're not technically eliminated from the playoffs just yet. All we have to do is win out. And hey, as this Falcons has gone, up and down, who knows? Maybe we have one more high. We went on a 3-game winning streak. We beat the Eagles in the playoffs. You know how I feel about that. We got the Eagles in the playoffs. Coming up after the break, bowl season. We're going to give you our best bets from the college football bowl season coming up.